Hello everyone, I'm Matthew and I'm here to give you a clear and focused introduction to the CowEASY cloud system. I'll teach you how to quickly get the hang of the system in no time. After signing up for the free trial, many find it confusing to know where to begin or what steps to take first. Don't worry, this video will guide you step by step to clearly understand the whole system, making it easy for you to get started. On the left side, you'll notice it's divided neatly into Step 1, Step 2, and Daily. These are the charts you'll be using every single day to keep track of your progress. Inside here, you'll actually see this when I open it. It also lets you easily set up some basic information like your company details and much more. And you can set user permissions for our existing users. This mode handles one base currency at a time, but you can change it easily. For example, if your base currency is Hong Kong dollars, no changes are needed. But if you use US dollars or another currency, you can switch it back to USD or your preferred currency. You can also rename the currency label to fit your accounting needs. Each tutorial video covers these settings thoroughly to help you understand everything clearly. Page operations. You can always refer back to the tutorial video when needed. When uploading data like Excel files from microsystems, make sure everything is aligned correctly to avoid confusion. You can check the upload status and all that. Now we're at Step 2. So basically what I mean is, as you all probably already know, there are two main types of users you generally encounter. The first type includes those who have just started their companies recently and haven't had the chance to perform audits yet. Usually a newly established company within the last year. The second type has been operating for some time and has had audits. These companies usually already have their own chart of accounts. Their processes differ slightly in some areas. Soon we will carefully review each step to make sure you fully understand everything involved. I'm going to split this explanation into two clear parts so I can show you exactly how to enter the amounts correctly in each case. If a company hasn't had an audit, you can skip this step since there are no balances to carry forward. But for companies with previous audits, they usually have an existing chart of accounts. So the first thing we do is review their chart of accounts and adjust it as needed before moving on to daily operations. Daily operations area. Next, let's go back to accounting mode, as you can see right in the middle here. Because you want to edit your original chart of accounts first, I have gone ahead and opened up the chart of accounts for you now. Actually, inside it already has the ones during the trial, that one's industry. Below you'll see different items displayed, and each industry has its own slight variations, especially in the income statement items. For example, if your business is selling books, the income statement item would specifically be book sales, reflecting the main source of revenue in that industry. Most balance sheet and expense items are similar across industries. If you have a detailed accounting template, just open this drop-down menu and pick a brand template. Then apply it directly to your work to make things easier and more efficient. Okay. The goal is to clear out items you don't really need but keep some. These are called control accounts. Every set of books has them. They help organize financial data clearly and efficiently. There always will be these, as the saying goes. So what do these control accounts mean? Basically, these are accounts like accounts receivable, accounts payable, or different kinds of items that always exist. Even if you don't need to use them, just leaving them there doesn't really cause much trouble. But when you need to use these items, or if you want to upgrade to a more advanced mode to manage inventory, then these items become necessary. Alright, so at this point you just have the items left, and if you want you can export them to an Excel sheet. Then you can either handle it in Excel or add a new row directly in the current interface and modify it from the first row with different attributes. It's simple because these items like current assets and current liabilities are used worldwide. Secondly and thirdly, keep in mind that some companies might require you to manage different departments or categories, so you can input those as well, or you might want to start by choosing registration from the top menu to make things easier for you. First, remember these important items before choosing different departmental codes. If you don't need them, you can skip selecting since they're optional and not required for your current setup or workflow. The fourth level is crucial. It's where you enter your membership fees, the trial balance, and other key accounting details essential for setup. You have the freedom to set the ID numbers yourself, and you can enter both Chinese and English as needed. It's not necessary to fill in traditional, simplified, and English all at once if you don't want to. Since we have users from many different countries, you can simply enter English alone or English coupled with traditional Chinese. Now, this is for the interface input section. Alternatively, you can opt to use the Excel file we provide. We offer a standard Excel template, which you will notice is locked and saved at the bottom right corner for your convenience. Go ahead and open the file. Like I said, it's simple. We're working with the control accounts we talked about earlier. You can enter them here. Basically, we'll take the travel account data from the original system and organize it in this Excel sheet at the first level, just as we discussed. Then you can select it here as well. Of course, like I mentioned before, the fourth level you can surf through and just keep going. It's really simple. You can also do it right here. Also enter the original opening balance for it. Exactly, this Excel file lets you do everything easily, all in one go, really simple and efficient. When you pick a date like March 31st, you can check its current setting. But the main point is to enter all items and amounts first, without skipping anything. For example, if dealing with raw water, then you proceed to the next step here. Go ahead and insert that back. The data is uploaded back into the system. The system has a built-in feature that checks for incorrect terms or syntax errors to ensure entries are accurate. I've already explained how to set up all the products and their codes in the system to make sure everything works correctly. This is the essential first step for all new users. Sure, if the products are already imported and properly set up, once that's set up, opening balance works like this. Basically, when you come across these specific items, you just need to collect and carefully record them during this step. Once you've entered all your original account items into this chart of accounts, everything will show up right here. At that point, you can input the corresponding amounts in the appropriate fields. Finally, just make sure to select the correct year and month from the options provided so that everything aligns properly with your accounting period. Period end. Why 31st? It's written down because the period end date isn't the same as the start date of the next fiscal year. It's all clear and set. Now, this other one with the letter I is specifically for cases where the company isn't a digital company. At this very early stage, such a company basically doesn't exist yet, so honestly, you can just completely ignore this part and skip ahead without worrying about it. In this accounting module, you'll actually see the configured account subjects clearly listed here in detail. And there are four main types. The first is bank input, which means entering the bank statement. The second and third points are related and can be combined. Sometimes company owners or employees pay or collect money first on behalf of the company before it's officially recorded. Basically, it's just about reconciling accounts within the company. For example, imagine the boss went out for a business meal and came back with a receipt. Then you can enter that expense in this mode here, making it easy to keep track of such costs accurately. Employees might also buy stationery or daily supplies from an outside supermarket and want to claim that money back from the company, so they'd enter those expenses here. The fourth item is the more traditional style of accounting vouchers, which typically have a debit entry on one side and a credit entry on the other, balancing perfectly. Of course, you can handle vouchers with multiple debits and credits. You can link directly to the bank statement within the system, making it easier. Then in your account, just select the relevant entries and enter them directly, saving time and effort. This feature generates a report like a bank statement. When you select one account and then choose another, the system automatically prevents duplicate entries by not asking you to re-enter the second account. Also, if you select items you've picked before, it remembers and skips re-entering those details. It really helps streamline the process and reduces errors in recording transactions. This module is blank, so nothing shows here. If I go back to this calculation, I'll pick the chart of accounts. Wholesale industry uses this template. So I go back to this page here. Maybe I'll just refresh it. So what you see here is a message confirming that everything's fine, no errors at all, and this particular section right here will be fully populated with the necessary information as expected. I'll just pick that one again, or if you prefer, I can type it in directly instead of selecting it. Some relevant keywords. You can pick the bank we're choosing now from the list, or just type it manually if you prefer. That example is for the current account. Then for the info below, enter it line by line, like the deduction date and stuff. This is one way. Another way is, you also see it's through. For each bank, simply return to their online banking site and log in to check your account details. You just download that CSV file, which is kind of like an Excel spreadsheet, you know what I mean. Next, there's a step that actually shows you exactly where to go for each bank in online banking, complete with a helpful picture for guidance. Yeah, so it's actually easier because you'll definitely know how to get the related Excel file. And then you get an Excel sheet that you can simply upload here. Then you select which bank account it belongs to, and this screen will automatically display everything you need to see. It's designed to make the process really straightforward and quick for you, so no manual entry is needed. After you check the bank records, you can come here and see everything clearly in this section. Of course, what you need to do, and I say this all the time because it's really important, is already done for you. You don't have to worry about starting from scratch or spending hours inputting data manually. All the hard work, the tedious parts that take up most of your time, have been taken care of in advance. This means you can focus on the key details that only you can manage, like reviewing and finalizing the information. It's set up to make your process much smoother and more efficient, so trust me when I say this part is completely handled for you. 90% of the work, including dates, invoice numbers, amounts, and bank references, is done automatically. You just need to finish the last 10%, choose the right bank account, and categorize each transaction like rent or income. Once done, everything is complete and ready. Okay. Alright, next up is the bank statement import feature. Most users find this really handy because it's much more convenient. There are two simple and effective ways to directly import your bank statements into the system, so you don't have to enter anything manually at all. One way is through an electronic soft copy, meaning you can download it from your online banking. The electronic file can be uploaded directly into the system. Alternatively, you can scan the bank's monthly statement letters and upload those scanned copies. Both methods let you input your bank statement details, just using different formats to achieve the same result. Suppose you have an electronic file. Uploading is simple. Just find the file on your computer and upload your bank statement. As I said, the system records everything in detail. Select your correct TAM account, and the numbers for that month will be input successfully. It's hassle-free and saves time. Now, let's move to the next step. On the other hand, the scam method is basically quite similar to what we've discussed. You can still upload that bank record as usual, and you'll notice the bank option is conveniently placed right on the side here for easy access and selection. Like I said earlier, these are my directors or employees. I'll just pick one. You can enter many records and timestamps, then review them here. This video mentions a feature that lets you link data from other accounts directly, which is really useful for keeping everything organized. If you enter the data this way, you don't need to input it again. Now, this is somewhat similar to before when we locked that document. However, here it's termed as a director. If you have multiple directors, you can easily add new items here without any problem or hassle, which is pretty convenient. Okay. Next, down here is where you input the data. Actually, this is where I typed the director's case earlier, just a few keywords and it shows up. Down here, the info shows clearly. Choosing the account means selecting the company's core data, so it's a key step to do right. When you receive money or when the company makes payments, these records will be entered back into the company accounts. This part of the screen actually matches the employee's view exactly. Besides manually typing in data, we also provide an option to upload information quickly through our mobile app, which makes the whole process much easier. You can download this app from Google Play or the App Store. It lets you instantly upload receipts like a scanner, making it easy and fast to manage your documents right from your phone. Of course, our website's homepage also covers these features right in the middle section quite clearly, so I won't go into detail and repeat it all over again here. This single entry system is meant for those not familiar with accounting. For example, when two people work together, one manages the director's account while the other handles transactions like payments. It helps you log transactions, input codes, and upload documents as official records. This feature is designed to keep things organized and simple for easy future reference. This middle desktop area isn't really. This feature lets you scan a document just for reference, making it easy to track without entering every detail manually. But you see, we already have apps that can scan, so I usually just use the scanning feature within the app itself. Also, at the end, the accountant's certificate printout is given to those unfamiliar with accounting. It's basically one-on-one, just like that interface you can take a quick look at. It's all a clear, simple interface designed to make inputting data or information easy and straightforward even for beginners. It's designed to be used alongside accountants, but regular users who don't know accounting can usually get the hang of it in 2 or 3 days because the interface is really simple. It's basically a debit entry assumption that mainly focuses on the payment period in question. I've already given you the code. It automatically generates the entries. You just pick the account you want, then assign debits and credits. But honestly, you probably won't need to use this voucher every single day, since it's mostly for specific transactions. This one here is more for, if you understand accounting, you can just enter all your cost data through this interface. But if you're talking about regular supplies, by consistently recording your bank statements and everyday expenses, whether as a director or employee, you can easily cover about 80 to 90% of your cost entries in accounting without much hassle. So this input field here is primarily designed for entering company discount rates or other non-daily records that we've discussed earlier. Basically, this feature is tailored to handle those specific cases more efficiently, ensuring your data is accurate and well organized for those less frequent but important entries. The first 3. Buttons can actually input all multiples. I'll also introduce HSBC Bank Fee. Actually, this feature, it basically replaces the need for you to manually upload a PDF of your bank statement every month or even every week into the system, which is a huge time saver. It saves on manpower. You just set it up directly. With this setup, you can easily do it daily without any hassle at all. The HSBC bank records will be imported automatically each day without any manual effort. Enter it. Your account is designated. That bank's travel account item is located right inside the system for easy access. Of course, separating the three streams is actually quite simple. The first step you see here is directly through HSBC Bank. The official website actually features 2 short videos that clearly explain exactly how Excel works in this context. Is stored in Google Drive or not? Microsoft OneDrive gives 2 simple ways to store and access files easily. Basically, the key point here is that HSBC actually sets up a system. Imagine you have an Excel file stored securely in a location you choose, such as Google Drive if you use Gmail regularly. Here's the clever part. This Excel file updates itself automatically every single day with your latest bank records, pulling the data directly from your account. So your file stays perfectly up to date without you needing to lift a finger or do any extra work at all. Alright, next, please authorize us to securely access your Google Drive so we can link the Excel file that updates your bank data daily. Moving to step 3, you need to identify the exact Excel file in your Google Drive, especially if you have many documents there. Then pull the date from that file to ensure we use the most recent data available. Also, you need to tell us the exact name of the Excel file you are using. That's basically it. Once we have the file name, we can import all those records straight into our system smoothly and accurately. So, based on what we just walked through, there's no need for you to access or log into your online banking at any point. The entire process works without that. The middleman here is basically this Excel file stored in your Google Drive. You update it daily by adding new data, and that's how we access the latest information to keep everything up to date. We also regularly pull data from this Excel file every single day to use it. It's really that simple. Okay. Then on your right side, you will see the related financial reports displayed clearly for your review. After entering your data, you can view the balance sheet, profit and loss, and general ledger. These reports provide a clear overview of your finances and are essential for managing your accounts effectively. You can check them anytime you want. If you look up at the top there, you will actually see a brief introduction that says, I believe you can download this. If I recall right, the user manual is around 200 pages. Just click this button to instantly download a PDF. If your interface is in English, it automatically gives you the English manual, which is very convenient. Check the user manual if you want detailed guidance. Now moving on, I believe everyone. This systems mode here requires some understanding and accuracy. If you have any issues using the system, just click the live support button at the bottom right. During office hours, our team responds in real time to help you quickly. After hours, you can still send your questions through the same button and we'll reply with a detailed answer soon. This ensures you get help anytime you need it. Thanks everyone for sharing. Bye.